Everyone thinks the Inseego MiFi 8000 is a cheap backup hotspot and that your phone's hotspot is just as good. But here's the thing. In real-world use, this little box can be more reliable, more consistent, and way easier to manage than your phone because it's built for all-day, multi-device connectivity, if you set it up right. Scroll stop, it's not magic. It's LTE only, it's older, and those gigabit marketing numbers are theoretical. Contrarian snapback. Despite that, my week of testing across downtown, suburbs, and a highway trip proved it can be the difference between choppy calls and a stable workday. And with a 3.2-star rating on Amazon, there's a reason to watch this before buying. Before we dive into what I discovered, quick heads up. If you're already convinced and want to grab it at the best price, I've got a link below. But stick around because what I found about activation, speeds, and battery life might save you time and headaches. Here's why I hunted this down. I needed a travel-friendly internet lifeline for remote work, live calls, and keeping the family streaming in hotels. Tethering my phone, it overheated, torched my battery, and killed notifications. A cheap hotspot I tried last year dropped connections anytime we moved rooms. I wanted something that could run all day, handle a dozen devices, and not make me babysit settings. The MiFi 8000 kept popping up to 24 hours on a charge, real simultaneous dual-band Wi-Fi for up to 15 devices, and a 2.4-inch color touchscreen that actually lets you manage things without digging into a cryptic web menu. Hopeful but skeptical, especially at around 59.99 on Amazon and a middling 3.2 rating. Is that low price a win or a red flag? Test 1. Speed and stability. Downtown at lunchtime with decent signal, I averaged 140 Mbps down and 28 Mbps up on speedest, with latency around 34 ms on 5 GHz. Solid. Back home in the suburbs with weaker signal, I was seeing 45-70 Mbps down and 10-15 up on 2.4 GHz, and a bump to 85 Mbps when I switched clients to 5 GHz and parked the hotspot near a window. But then we hit a hotel with thick walls and elevator shafts. Speeds fell to 512 Mbps in the interior hallway. Move it to the window and it bounced to 2050. Here's where it gets interesting. It's not about peak speed, it's about placement and band choice. Treat it like a tiny router and you'll double your usable throughput in marginal spots. Test 2. Battery. The claim is up to 24 hours. I looped YouTube on a tablet, ran 2 Zoom calls on laptops, kept 3 phones connected for notifications, and pushed a couple of cloud syncs. Result: 13 hours and 42 minutes of continuous use before it dipped under 10%. On standby with one device occasionally waking it, it lasted 4.5 days. Recharge time with an 18W charger, 3 hours and 12 minutes from flat to full, in line with its quick charge support. Bonus: universal charging let me nurse my phone from 15 to 60% without killing the hotspot's performance. For a travel day, this matters. Test 3. Multi-device stress. I connected 12 devices. 2 work laptops, 3 phones, a tablet, a smart TV, a Nintendo Switch, and a couple of cameras. With simultaneous dual band turned on, I pushed the heavy hitters to 5 GHz and parked low bandwidth stuff on 2.4 GHz. Web calls stayed smooth while the TV streamed 1080p, but then I kicked off a large cloud upload and a 4K stream at the same time. Latency spiked into the 120-180 ms range and Zoom started to wobble. Expected on LTE, but the takeaway is clear. It's a champ for work and HD streaming, yet you should avoid huge uploads during critical calls. Test 4. Management and security. The touchscreen is actually useful. You can view data usage, toggle bands, create a guest Wi-Fi, and get on-screen help without digging into a laptop. The admin portal supports modern Wi-Fi security, VPN pass-through, Mac controls, and for IT folks, the ability to lock down the hardware reset behavior. But then I hit the most common pain point: activation. A random AT&T SIM would not provision. A BYOD SIM worked after setting the correct APN. Some units you'll find on Amazon are Sprint branded or enterprise managed. You need the right plan and APN for your carrier, and you should always confirm the IMEI is clean. This is a big reason behind those mixed reviews. Here's the surprise after putting in the hours. The MiFi 8000 superpower isn't flashy peak speeds, it's consistency, battery endurance, and control. With the right SIM and basic setup, it was a calmer, cooler, more dependable connection than my phone's hotspot. Separate device, separate battery, less thermal throttling. The 2.4-inch display and real simultaneous dual band made it easy to keep a dozen gadgets happy without manual juggling. And that universal charging saved my phone more than once during travel. Against newer 5G hotspots, it's older tech, yes, but in crowded areas where low-band 5G can feel like dressed-up LTE, this held its own in stability while costing a fraction. Compared with bargain no-name hotspots, the MiFi 8000's firmware and admin options are miles better. That low price tag around $59.99 is not a trap if you pick the right seller. The pitfalls are the same ones lighting up the 3.2-star average: questionable refurb units, tired batteries, carrier-locked firmware, and missing chargers. Solution: verify carrier compatibility, ask the seller about unlock status and IMEI, confirm return policy, and be ready to enter your carrier's APN. Do that, and it stops being too good to be true and starts being the most practical travel router you can throw in a bag. Now that you know the key is pairing it with the right SIM and a reputable seller, grab one before the good units dry up and prices bounce. I've linked the best current listing below so you don't have to gamble. Save it now, then finish this video. Recommendation time. If you need a reliable, battery-first mobile hotspot for remote work, road trips, RV life, or a backup internet plan, the MiFi 8000 punches way above its price. If you demand cutting-edge 5G speeds, ultra-low latency gaming, or zero setup activation, skip it. Look, here's the deal. This is a workhorse, not a show pony. Set it up right, use the 5 GHz band for your heavy lifters, and it just gets the job done. Bottom line, for the price, power, and stability, it's the smart buy as long as you buy smart.